Hi, everyone. It's Tony Schiavone and Dasha Gonzalez. Hi, Dasha.
Hi, Tony. I'm super excited to be back for AEW Dark this week.
That's right, AEW Dark in a special tag team edition.
That's right. Now, the fallout from Full Gear is still in full effect, as we witnessed on Dynamite this past Wednesday in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, we're going to get you all caught up on what went down in the Control Center.
That's right, but first, let's take a look at what we have for you this week on this tag team edition of Dark. Private Party will meet the duo of Trent and Chuck Taylor, the best friends.
That's right. Now, in the women's division, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and the AEW World Women's Champion Riho will battle against Big Swole and Chris Statlander.
And in the main event this week here on Dark, the Young Bucks collide with the Strong Hearts from Japan. Let's go right to the ring for our first match. Private Party takes on the best friends with Orange Cassidy.
And ladies and gentlemen, joining Excalibur tonight on commentary for AEW Dark, well, they call him the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. This is a tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring first from a location where you need an invitation. At a combined weight of 24 ounces of vodka cranberry, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Private Party.
The tag team action will continue here on AEW Dark as Private Party looks to build up some momentum. They took part in that three-way AEW World Tag Team title match back at Full Gear. SCU was able to retain, and now Private Party looks back to get to their winning ways.
Hey man, the question I have is, do they actually wear those outfits out to nightclubs?
You haven't been invited to the party?
Never been invited to these guys' party.
Make a friend
I like these kids,
Make a friend
man.
with
They're
Ronnie,
awesome.
Atlas Security, right there to your left.
Is this a security? There he is. At me.
What an ovation here for the best friends along with Orange Cassidy.
There he is. There he is, man. Orange Cassidy. Alive and in living color in the flesh. The girls love Orange Cassidy.
I think the guys love him too.
I think you may be right.
You think Orange can get an invite to the Private Party?
I want to know where he got his jacket and his glasses.
And where did he get that t-shirt?
What does he have on? I didn't see it.
It's just Orange Cassidy on his own t-shirt.
That's awesome, man. Self-promotion, the best.
And Orange Cassidy escorting the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent, to the ring.
I love Trent. Trent really, I've watched him grow over the last 10 years, man, and he has really stepped it up a notch.
What I take away from that conversation is you can really take or leave Chuck Taylor.
I don't know enough about Chuck Taylor, man.
Chuck Taylor and Trent, the best friends. They started out here in AEW at Double or Nothing, and then throughout the summer, just racking up victory after victory.
What is their record right now?
The best friends with a tag team record of 2-3, so they are below 500, and they also are looking to notch one in the win column to climb the rankings. New rankings will be released this Friday.
Ooh, this Friday, man. You guys need to pay attention and watch that stuff.
On Twitter at aewrestling.com. If you don't follow us, please do.
AE Wrestling or AEW Wrestling?
AE Wrestling.
AEWrestling.com, man. You can check out the new rankings this week.
You can also go to shopaew.com.
Shop and get Dustin Rhodes merch, man.
And you can also go to aewtix.com.
And buy some tickets, man. Come to our shows weekly, everywhere across the United States of America and the UK and the world. We are here alive and in living color week after week after week. And we're laying it all out for you fans because that's what we do. We love you.
Collar and elbow tie-up. Trent, that was
elbow tie-up.
That was a great pitch, man.
That was a great pitch. Come on, guys.
That was emotional. You got me right in the feels.
I don't want you to cry, man. I know you're teaching me how to do this commentating thing, man. It's kind of cool. I like being up here with you.
It's a lot easier than being in the ring. Let me tell you that. And
it's a lot easier on the body, that's for sure.
Yeah, speaking of being back in the ring yourself with that fracture of the forearm, you should be back in the ring in, I think, just under a month.
It's getting real close, man, and I can feel it, and I can feel revenge coming.
Jake Hager better be looking over his shoulder.
Hey, revenge will be sweet when him and I finally lock horns.
As Trent displaying the decisive power and experience advantage over Mark Quinn of Private Party. Quinn, though, coming in over the top, looking for the DDT, but Trent converts in Northern Light Suplex. 1, 2.
Trent said, "Welcome to my party."
He did.
Yeah, baby. He said, "Welcome to my party."
And now, sexy Chucky T getting invited to the party.
Chucky T.
Laying in that sledgehammer shot across the spine.
Try some of this Dom Perignon right here, buddy, right in the breadbasket. You need to listen to the ref, man. You got that 5 count to get him out of there.
Yeah, referee Mike Posey laying down the law here, drawing the duties for this matchup. Quinn sent across the ring, floats up and over Chuck Taylor. Step up into the Hurricane Rana. Drop kick that time takes Taylor off his feet. And Quinn makes the heads-up tag out to Isaiah Cassidy.
Isaiah's got them little quick feet right there. You see him.
But he could be underestimating the much more experienced Chuck Taylor.
You really putting over this Chuck Taylor kid, man. He is something special.
17 years in this business.
17 years in this business. I had no idea he's been in the business that long.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that you didn't know who he is. Oh, look at this Chuck Taylor. Belly to belly sends Isaiah Cassidy across the ring.
I know exactly who he is, man. Come on.
He's the guy that you make move at catering. And now Chuck Taylor sending Cassidy face first into the top turnbuckle. Trent tags in. And Trent, as you mentioned, you've seen him grow over the last 10 years. He's a guy that you've been able to watch mature, and that's a word. It's an odd word to use for Trent because he's perhaps one of the most immature individuals.
Well, I think that's the word that you just hit right on the head is maturity. I've watched him grow and learn and being taught by the best, and he has started to get better, and now he's watching and he's picking apart his times to do certain things, and he takes his time. And that's important, especially with a veteran in the business. Because at any given time, he can sneak up on you and grab one.
That's right. And Private Party, though, so quick, so resilient. And that's how they caught the Young Bucks in that opening round match of the AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament. The Young Bucks, I think, underestimated them, and they got rolled up. Oh, drop kick there from Quinn, sending Trent to the outside.
Just like you said, don't sleep on Private Party. Don't sleep on them. They'll get you.
Oh, Chuck Taylor on the receiving end of that Manhattan drop. Commandeering there from Isaiah Cassidy. Cassidy giving Chuck Taylor his moment on camera with a stomp. And Private Party. Great tandem offense from this young tag team.
It's like they're ready, man. It's like, Orange, come on up here.
Orange Cassidy.
Man, thumbs up with the crowd. That's awesome.
I'm not sure Orange Cassidy realizes that he is posing with the wrong team. He's so indifferent to literally everything. Oh, Chuck Taylor.
If I could do my career all over, I would want to be just like Orange Cassidy.
Oh, stalling vertical suplex, making Isaiah Cassidy pay on the outside.
Now that blood rush to your head, man, you lose your cognitive abilities. Did I say that right?
You did.
Cognitive abilities.
Let's take another look at this. And, you know, the longer they hold him up there, all that blood rushes through your head, but it also leaves your extremities. So when you come crashing down, it's like pins and needles all throughout your hands, your feet.
If that would have been me, my body just would have went poof.
1, 2. 2 count only. Again, a lot of dust all over the ring.
A lot of dust. From dust we were born, to dust shall we return. You like that, didn't you? I'm going to put that on a T-shirt.
Isaiah Cassidy, shopaew.com.
Shopaew.com.
Isaiah Cassidy trying to fight his way out of this unfriendly corner as the best friends. Really putting a lot of work in on him. Cassidy, double knee strikes. Just fighting his way free of the best friends. He needs to cross to the opposite side of the
Crowd's
ring.
getting into this. It's good.
Calling the shots.
Excuse me. Was that him screaming?
Yes, that was. Oh, soul food.
Oh, God, what a double
combination. And Chuck Taylor knocking Quen off the apron.
This could
Cover
be it
1,
right here.
2. Only a 2
His shoulder
count.
wasn't even down. The referee needs to pay better attention, man.
Chuck Taylor, a great veteran move there. He got his body in between him, the referee's eye line and his opponent's shoulder.
That's a good call. Good call.
And Chuck Taylor now biting the toes.
Man, that's not fair. That's not fair. You can't bite somebody in the feet.
And he's been walking around in those shoes all day here.
Now, is his toe hurt? I mean, is he limping now?
I think Cassidy probably cares more about keeping those.
Or does Chucky T have any teeth at all?
Oh, he does. Yeah, I mean, just because he's from Murray, Kentucky, I mean, that's not cool, man.
He didn't just have a mouthful of gums?
Oh, Trent just starching Cassidy up on the top rope.
Starching. That's a good word. I like that one.
He goes rigid, like he was starched, like a shirt.
Or he turned to dust. ShopAEW.com. Dustin Rhodes. Private Party's unreal, man. I love these guys. They're fun to watch.
Sledgehammer blows there from Isaiah Cassidy. He's trying to fight out of the grip. Oh, assistance there from the best friends. Up on the shoulder.
Oh, my God.
Doomsday
Oh,
superplex.
my God.
Hook of the leg, 1, 2.
Good save, guys. Good job. Come on. Come on, Private Party, man. Pull it together, man. I want to go to this party. I know I'm 50 and all, but come on.
Would you show up in the face paint to the party?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No, that's special occasions. That's my war paint, man.
Okay.
When I put the paint on, I'm going to war. I'm going to war with you tonight. That's why I have this paint on tonight.
Please, no.
I know you're teaching me over here, you know, but it's like.
Oh, Chuck Taylor.
What would that do to you right there, that chop across the chest?
That knife-edge
chop
drives the oxygen out of your lungs, also creates just a stinging sensation across the chest. And now the meeting of the minds there for the best friends. Cassidy goes over the top hook and run and takes out Chuck Taylor.
Very nice.
And those chops, they also just cause abrasions.
He wants that tag so bad, man, he can taste it. Watch this crawl through the legs, maybe? Oh.
No, ducks the
there it is.
lariat attempt and makes the leap.
Here it comes.
Mark Quen takes Chuck Taylor right off the apron.
What kind of fall off the apron was that?
Nice move. Press. And now Mark Quen.
Big
top
dive.
base.
Oh, God.
Suicida.
He just kind of melted down the rail there.
Trent popped him up. Quen answers with a drop kick. And now, beautiful dive over the top from Mark Quen.
These boys are exciting, man. They are lit tonight. Can a 50-year-old say lit?
You certainly can,
Man,
and you
look
just
at him.
did.
What's he going to do now?
And now Quen with the springboard crossbody. 1, 2. 2 count only.
They need to take this thing home right now. They need to put them to bed.
And of course, tomorrow night on Dynamite, Private Party will square off with Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz in tag team competition.
Don't get me started on those boys.
They are part of the inner circle. 2 of the men responsible for that that radial fracture in your forearm. But Mark Quen, his boot, responsible for Trent seeing stars right now. And now the tag out to Isaiah Cassidy, who ascends to the top rope. The hanging neckbreaker set up there from Mark Quen. And the senton Atomico driving Trent down the canvas. 1, 2, no.
You got to be kidding me, man. I thought that was it for sure. 10 minutes gone already?
Only 10 minutes remain in this matchup. Now the sense of urgency has to kick in.
Why does he wear a gold chain out there? Why he's wrestling?
That could be the most expensive mistake of his life.
Doesn't he know that's dangerous?
Oh!
Nice.
What's dangerous is Trent with that backdrop suplex.
Just like that. As soon as we were talking, man, he hit that thing right out of nowhere.
And that's the experience advantage for Trent. He identified the situation, he felt his opponent being off balance, and he used it to his advantage.
Yep, he sure did.
Oh, pump kick there. Sending Chuck Taylor back to the
Chucky T,
corner.
move.
The Bandera sends Cassidy up and
nice
over the
elbow,
top.
man. You're going to feel that one in the morning.
And now Chuck Taylor went for the basement drop kick.
No,
but Isaiah
no.
Cassidy, oh, nobody home.
Not today.
Cassidy lands on his feet. Oh, big spear. Out of nowhere with the
Trent's
spear.
on fire.
Oh, but Mark Quinn coming over. Oh, it just got
Did you see they just ragdolled him?
dumped with a power slam on the floor.
Holy moly.
And best friends with a tremendous size and strength advantage, and that is coming into play right now.
That's the veterans.
Chuck Taylor rolls Isaiah Cassidy, the two legal men, back into the ring. Now Trent tags in. Cassidy can't even stand up. Best friends really.
Look at
Oh,
that.
now he's
See?
grabbing her by the
See
chain.
there? I told you. It's dangerous.
Oh, the rising
my
knee strike.
God, I saw a tooth.
And the sexy Chucky knee there from Trent. Cover. 1, 2. No, Cassidy able to kick out.
God, man, these guys are nuts.
Private Party have proven time after time again that they are one of the most resilient tag teams here in AEW.
They sure are.
And they have withstood a prodigious amount of punishment here tonight, but how much more can they have left in the tank?
I don't think there's much left in the tank, but you never know with the veterans like that. They could pull out something just like that.
Now Cassidy being brought back up to his feet. Chuck Taylor, that heavy elbow strike. Great in and out tag team wrestling. High efficiency there from the best friends. Trent going off the chest of Chuck Taylor. Cassidy shoves him off though. And Chuck Taylor sending Isaiah Cassidy out into the silly string.
Wow.
That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
The swinging DDT from Isaiah Cassidy, creating an opening, an opportunity. Oh, the Gamengiri catches Trent right on the money.
What is that called?
The Gamengiri, the front face kick.
Gamengiri?
It's the opposite of the
I
Enzigiri.
thought that was an Enzi.
Enzi's to the back of the head, Gamen
Okay.
to the front.
They're all an Enzi to me.
And now Mark
Look.
Quinn to the outside. Orange Cassidy pleading reason. Desperately
Please
pleading
don't.
reason with Mark Quinn.
Please don't jump on my buddy.
And Orange Cassidy says he's got everything under control, but Mark Quinn dives anyway. Orange Cassidy not really doing Trent a lot of favors. I guess he stopped him for a moment, but now Mark Quinn ascending
That
to
was
the
a
top.
nice shot. Man.
Shooting star press finds
this
its
it?
mark. 1,
No.
2. Oh, Chuck Taylor breaking up the pinning predicament.
Chuck, it just makes you want to hate Chuck more.
Who
Doing
hates
that.
Chuck? I guess
Man,
you hate
I mean,
Chuck.
I want to go party with these boys. Let's get this. Let's put it to bed.
Are you saying you got enough friends? You need any more best friends?
My circle is small.
And now Private Party keeping the focus on Trent. They
Could
know
this be it?
They know they can't afford to underestimate him. Now they're
And they
setting
got
him
a
up
10
top.
count right here, man. They better hurry up whatever they're doing. 'Cause right now I'm counting. I've already got to 10.
Yeah, Mike
What's
Posey.
this ref doing?
Now Mark.
What was that?
I don't know. He was looking for the gin and juice, but nobody home.
There's a tag.
Now Chuck Taylor tags. Mark
Veterans
Quinn actually
right
stuck
there.
upside down. Chuck pops him up. Went for the power bomb.
Not today.
Cassidy
boy.
tried to counter. And power bombing Cassidy onto Quinn. Private Party got a
guys
little
are
too
crazy,
cocky,
man. Yeah, they
and they're
did.
paying the price.
They did. Trying all that, what is it called? Gin and juice and all that stuff.
And the best friends got to give the people what they want here in Nashville.
You see, you hear that pop just from a hug. You know, it's great.
And now Trent with Cassidy strung up, upside down. Strong 0. 1, 2, 3. The best friends coming away with a huge victory
That's
here.
That's a well-deserved victory right there. They worked hard for that one.
Best friends.
Best friends coming away with a victory, but I think the real story here, Dustin, is Private Party continuing to push experienced tag teams to their limits.
Yes, they were, man. And Private Party, I liked them, but I think they have a lot of growing to do. They're doing a great, fine job at it. But you're in there with two veterans right now like that, with Chucky T and Trent, something's going to give.
Are you ready to join the revolution? This is your chance to wear what the stars of AEW Dynamite wear on television each and every week. And there's only one place to get it all. Shop AEW.com. All your favorite shirts, hats, jackets, and more are available with just one click of the button. Shop AEW.com with over 100 items online.
Wow, an absolute first, guys.
Shop AEW. 10 days of Black Friday starts this Friday. Get 25% off at shopaew.com.
Tony, we've got to get to some women's division action.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Because you know, AEW has some of the best women around, and this match proved it. We got to see Big Swole team up with Chris Statlander to face the team of Dr. Britt Baker and the AEW Women's Champion Riho. And they were coming off of a fresh win.
This is a tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring first, the team of Chris Statlander and Big Swole.
Well, thank you very much, Tony Schiavone, myself, Excalibur, joined here by the natural Dustin Rhodes as we kick off AEW Dark with tag team wrestling in the women's division.
Man, I've heard a lot of good things about Chris Statlander.
She is somebody that is very new to the business, but has unlimited potential.
And Big Swole, man, you know, she's a powerhouse. Very strong for her size.
These two women, both powerhouses, and it'll be interesting to see how their opponents are able to grapple with that. Swole, one of the newest signees here in the women's division of AEW, and Chris Statlander making her first AEW appearance as well.
She is.
Opponents first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
And Dustin, you want to talk about somebody with a high upside? I know somebody that you've had your eye on for quite a while now is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
The doctor is in. I did work with her last week, man, and she really impressed me. She's doing some good stuff. And I don't know, man. Do you think we'll ever see a Riho and Britt Baker too?
We very well could. As the champion, her partner. Listen to this ovation.
How is this going to work out, man, with the two of them tag teaming? You know there's got to be some dissension there.
Joining her from Shinagawa City, Japan, she is the AEW Women's World Champion, Riho.
Well, you saw that record at the bottom of the screen. 7 wins, 2 losses. Both of those losses actually came in tag team competition. Riho, a singles specialist. And she has this this almost temporary alliance. As you kind of pointed out, there could be some dissension here. Britt is going to want another shot at Riho at some point.
Sooner or later they are, man. Sooner or later down the line, they're going to go toe-to-toe one more time. I have a feeling. They're both the stars of this company from what I see right now.
And it was at Full Gear just a few days ago that Britt Baker defeating Bea Priestley at the buy-in, and then Riho retaining her AEW Women's World Championship title against her mentor, her teacher, Emi Sakura. And Dustin, like, can you talk about what that must feel like for Riho to finally be able to surpass the woman that is responsible for the entirety of her training in pro wrestling?
Well, like you said, she's a singles specialist, right? So she has paid her dues. She has learned from the best in Sakura, and she's a world champ now. She's the ladies champion.
And now Riho the AEW Women's World Champion, will start things off with Big Swole. And as you mentioned, Swole's so powerful, but also so quick, so explosive.
Very explosive. If she's got a chance to put Riho on her back right now, she will take it.
And you can see just muscling Riho to the corner. And
she's cocky too, man. She's really cocky. That sometimes gets her in trouble.
She's cocky, but Riho has been underestimated before, and that's in fact what has guided Riho to victory for the most part.
I think what it boils down to is Riho is just double tough.
Almost a 2 count there from Big Swole. Referee Aubrey Edwards right there on the spot.
Because at Full Gear, Riho really took a beating. And here she is right now, the women's champion, putting it out there again.
Cartwheels through the flying mare there from Big Swole. Swole goes behind the back and uses the power advantage to take Riho off her feet. Swole hits the ropes. Riho goes for the trip. Swole avoids Pipasso. And now the arm drag blocked by Swole. And Riho went for the Cazadora. Hits the Cazadora and now goes for the stomp, but Swole avoids it.
That's a good thing she got out of that, because Riho gets that advantage, man. It could be over quick.
And those double stomps, such a big part of her arsenal, and something that's easy to predict.
Yeah.
As the women here in AEW become more familiar with one another. And now Chris Statlander sees her first action with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
I like this kid.
Crucifix, 1, 2. Statlander kicks out. Britt Baker trying to put an end to it, 1, 2. 2 pinning predicaments consecutively for the Doctor, but Statlander, she gets wide. Oh, and flapjacks. Britt Baker sends her down face first.
Right now she needs to take advantage. Right now she's got her down. She needs to take advantage of her. Instead of goofing around like this, she needs to take her head off, something. Oh, that was nice.
Britt Baker went for the lariat. Statlander dropped to her back, avoided it. A bypass sends her to the ropes. Statlander through the legs of Baker, and drop kick takes Britt Baker off her feet, and Statlander immediately goes for a cover. 1, 2, 2 count.
Man, I am impressed so far. She is hanging in there right now, because Britt is like a spider monkey. She will be all over you.
And we saw her mean side come out at Full Gear. B. Priestley bore the brunt of it. Now this double Irish whip into the ropes, drop toe hold from Statlander. Big Swole comes through.
Nice.
Running uppercut.
Nice little double tag team move.
2 count only, says referee Aubrey Edwards.
You got to stay on Britt. She's the type you have to stay on, man. You have to keep her down. You start pulling her up and doing different stuff with her, she's going to twist it on you.
Yeah, she can turn it around at a moment's notice. Britt Baker's so resilient and, as we saw, so vicious.
She is, man. She really is.
Do not want to get on the Doctor's bad side. Sling blade sends Swole down, the back of her head colliding with the canvas. Look at the leg. Oh, only a 1 count.
Swole's tough.
Yeah,
she's tough, man.
She is still looking for her first victory here in AEW, but you have to imagine the butterflies from competing on such a big stage will now lessen the more reps she gets. But when you're in there with somebody like Britt Baker, somebody like Riho, that's a tall order.
Yeah, but still, you have those butterflies in the back, and as soon as that red light comes on, they all dissipate, man. You're ready. You're there to fight and do your job, and the rest is kind of out the door. So the nerves are good. I like nerves.
Yeah, if
it shows me you care.
Yeah, if you're not nervous, you don't care. Hook of the far leg only does not get a 3 count there for Britt Baker. And she
needs to work in this lockjaw situation in this real quick, man, if I was her.
And she's fighting this match as if she's a singles wrestler. She's not really taking advantage of Riho there on the apron.
Nice.
Hanging neck break there from Britt Baker. Cover again, 1, 2.
Oh, she got a 2 count this time.
But not a lot of tag team wrestling. These Britt Baker and Riho are single specialists.
They are. Right now, I would get Chris in. Give her a breather. You know what I mean? That's what your tag team partner's for. See what Chris is doing? She's holding that rope, that tag rope, which is really missing in today's tag team wrestling. I love that about her. She's a sportsman.
She's a sportsman. She's got solid fundamentals, despite only 3 years in the professional wrestling business.
She's been taught well.
Taught by Cap, Creative Pro, out on Long Island. And now, Britt Baker sends Swole into the corner, rising knee strike, has her staggered. Britt rolls her out to center. Oh, went for the kick.
Nice.
Swole
nice
counters,
counter.
1, 2.
Ooh, man, that was almost a mistake right there.
Close. Oh, big Swole leaving her feet with that huge clothesline to take down Baker.
I felt that up here. That might just break my body in half right there, you know what I mean? Might land, hit the ground, and just go poof.
Just turn to dust.
Just turn to dust.
Now Baker making the long crawl over to Riho, as is Swole to Statlander.
Hot tag, come on, get it.
Riho, the AEW Women's World Champion, tags in and puts the flat of her boot in between the shoulder blades of Big Swole.
Hey, that'll hurt, man.
And she stops the tag attempt. Swole breaks free. 3 consecutive elbow strikes, but Riho fires back with 3 of her own. 4 now, 5.
She's tough. Riho is so tough.
Ducks the lariat attempt from Swole. The tiaras.
What is that called?
Tiaras, the head scissors.
Tiaras.
Yeah, that's scissors in Spanish. And now Riho looking to dial up a shot, but she eats one instead from Swole. Big Swole, very unsteady on her feet. She needs to make that tag, Dustin.
She's got to get Chris in here, man.
And Swole tags in Chris Statlander. The alien and the champion squaring off. Now Riho with the Irish whip into the ropes, reversed there by Statlander using her size. The tiaras, nope, blocked. And Statlander throws the lariat and into the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
Cover, man.
That's
nice.
Double leg drop. Now a flipping senton. 1, 2. No! Riho able to kick out.
I'm glad you know the names of all these moves.
That's what they hired me for, man.
Yeah, just hit them with that move, you know, that move.
A 3-in-1.
3-in-1, yeah.
Statlander was looking for the tombstone pile drive, but Riho able to float through.
There's an old kick to the breadbasket there.
Cazadora and Riho. Oh, that stomp sticking the landing on the midsection of Chris Statlander. And Riho desperately needs to tag out to Baker. And she's making the crawl. She tags. Dr. Britt Baker comes in as
hot tag. Here
as
we go.
does Big Swole.
Trading it off.
Oh,
that's like a.
Oh, rapid fire shots from Swole. Oh, the headbutt takes Britt Baker off her feet. And the flatliner. Look at the leg. 1, 2. No, Baker kicks out.
Was that a half liner since she was on her knees?
She did, but you know what Swole didn't do is she didn't put her body across the shoulders. She allowed Britt Baker to get her arms free.
That's why she kicked out, right? So I try to tell everybody, man, you hook those arms in tight, that leg, cradle position.
Oh
boy.
Swole floats through, almost the Blue Thunder powerbomb, and Statlander. Oh,
wow. These two are good together.
Just dumping Riho. 1, 2. No! Baker and Riho able to kick out. Not sure if that was quite a legal cover, but it was a cover nonetheless.
I like this kid, Chris.
Chris Statlander reaching for the tag. There's Riho.
The tag right there.
Riho and Baker in dire straits. Look at how Britt Baker's so unsteady on her feet. Now just receiving more punishment from Big Swole. Swole charging in. Baker sends her up and over the top to the apron. Swole blocks. Fires it with a right hand. And Riho, receives a shoulder to the midsection. Baker put on the brakes. And now Riho. Oh, the diving, stomping between the shoulder blades, and Baker. Oh, the DDT. Swole was hung up in the ropes with nowhere to go. 1, 2. Chris Statlander, great heads-up move there, breaking up the pinfall and keeping her team. Oh, an even better heads-up move.
Very nice. Man, that right there is a veteran move. And she hadn't been in the business that long?
3 years.
3 years.
Oh! The elbow strike from Statlander, now elbow strikes, plural, from Riho, the AEW Women's World Champion. Oh! Taking a page out of your playbook.
This girl is impressive, man.
A woman after your own heart. But Britt Baker ducks under. Statlander reverses. Oh, right roundhouse just rocks Britt Baker. Britt, though, floats over the top. Oh, and planting Statlander on the top of her head. 1, 2, no! Chris Statlander kicks out, but Riho! Diving foot stomps, 1, 2. Oh, no!
I thought that was it, man.
It was so close, but Chris Statlander so resilient. Chris Statlander.
I have a feeling Lockjaw is coming pretty soon here, man.
Yeah, look at how Britt is trying to get her set up for that spinning elbow strike. But Statlander.
Oh, little abdominal roll stretch.
Oh, no, into the Oklahoma roll. And now Statlander taking her all the way around.
That'll dizzy you right there, buddy.
And that's very disorienting for Baker.
is.
She's not going to know where she is in the ring. As
Crowd seems to enjoy
1,
this.
2, no! Britt Baker kicks out. All she could do to keep her team alive in this matchup. Chris Statlander as Baker hooked the spinning into the driver. 1, 2, no! Baker kicks out once again. Chris Statlander pushing Dr. Britt Baker to her limit here.
To the limit.
And Statlander's AEW debut. Now Statlander has Britt up on the shoulders in the electric chair position.
What's going on?
Britt reverses boot to the midsection. And now, oh, the swinging neck breaker.
Is this it?
Hooks the far leg. 2, no! Big swole there to break it up. Great swing, great save.
Action here in this.
But again, not a lot of tag team continuity between these teams.
Just like you said, you have the 2 single specialists in there and the 2 newcomers.
Oh, look at that. Britt Baker went for the ripcord elbow, but oh, Swole hit her own partner. And Baker with the super kick right on the money. She sends Swole to the outside. Now she has Chris Statlander isolated, center of the ring. Kick across the jaw. And speaking of jaw.
Oh, God. This is it.
Britt Baker has the submission hold locked in, but this is not it yet.
She's going for it. There it is.
The pressure on the mandibular nerve, the lockjaw, and Chris
Can't get
Statlander
out of that.
forced to submit.
What a match that was. That was an exciting match.
The AEW Women's World Champion Riho and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Riho continue their winning ways here in AEW. But Dustin, as you alluded to before, this tag team partnership could be short-lived.
I think so, man. Another thing I think is Chris going to have to go to visit the dentist herself after this.
Maybe Britt could drop her a card.
Maybe so, right? But I'm impressed with these girls.
All 4 women, great hard-fought contest here on AEW Dark.
Before we get into our main event, let's take a look at another edition of Undesirable to Undeniable with the American Nightmare, Cody.
Justin, in addition to being one of the greatest ring announcers ever, he was also very gracious and kind to my wife, and he taught her all the skills that it takes to do ring announcing, and there's a lot more to it, and everyone thinks, oh, I could do that job, until they have someone screaming in their ear. At what point in your life did you feel, or in your career, undesirable?
Probably October of 2014 when I was let go from the last company I was working with. That's when I felt pretty undesirable, because it was like, all right, this is all I've ever loved, it's all I've ever known, it's all I've been doing since I was age 16. So I just felt like, okay, I guess I'm done with wrestling now, and I have to find something else and start all over.
What did you do when you felt undesirable to overcome it?
I felt that if I wasn't going to be working in wrestling anymore, I needed to find something else that was out there and somewhere else that possibly I belonged. So I did some TV shows, some movies, some voiceover work. I was touring with the band Tool. I was doing Muay Thai. I was doing arm wrestling. Basically, all these opportunities that I wasn't able to try out while I was doing wrestling, I figured, all right, I'm going to give them a try now and see what else I'm passionate about and see where else I could maybe make my mark. I didn't leave the company and say, okay, I hate wrestling now. I said, okay, I'm just back to being a wrestling fan. So I'm going to watch every wrestling that I can. And it wasn't until I saw Being the Elite. I found it so entertaining and I got invested into the characters. Now I have a vested interest in them. I want to see what happens at Ring of Honor. I want to see what happens at New Japan. And I became a fan all over again. It was awesome. It felt passionate again.
So, that's what you did to overcome it. That's what you did to fall back in love with wrestling. What's your definition of undeniable?
When you're able to go out there and you find that people remember you and people appreciated what you did and what you brought to this incredible sport, it just really, it goes a long way. There's nothing like it. And if you would ask me, out of everything I tried, what I enjoyed, what I found passion in, I loved everything that I did outside of wrestling. But I realized that I was passionate about wrestling. That was what I wanted to come back home to.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Coach.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Why is All Elite Wrestling the most talked about league on the planet?
The dawning of a new age could be upon us.
It's time to find out live.
Good God Almighty, the rope just came off.
For the first time ever, see AEW World Champion Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum.
These people are on their feet.
Next Friday, tickets go on sale for AEW Dynamite Wednesday, January 15th at the Watsco Center at the U in Miami.
What the hell? Are you kidding me?
And on Thanksgiving Eve, AEW returns to the Sears Center in Chicago for a special episode you won't want to miss.
Listen to this crowd.
Don't miss AEW Live. Tickets are on sale now at AEWTix.com. Hi everyone, I'm Tony Schiavone, and this is Dasha Gonzalez, and welcome to the AEW Control Center. Let's talk about everything Dynamite. This past week on AEW Dynamite, we had a chance to hear from MJF, a man who cost Cody his World Championship match with Chris Jericho, and then this shocking turn of events.
You people don't like me very much, do you? Are you upset because I threw the towel in? Is that it? Yeah? What you people don't seem to understand is if I didn't throw that towel in, your favorite little wrestler's career would be over. And yet you want to boo me as if I'm the villain. Meanwhile, you people have been cheering for the real villain the whole time. And that villain's name is Cody. The real Cody only cares about himself. The real Cody saw a young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid from Plainview, Long Island, New York, and he looked at him, and all he saw was someone he could make into his puppet. Because Cody only wanted not to keep me under his wing, but to put me underneath his thumb. Well, guess what, Blondie? Your thumb ain't big enough to hold me down.
Wait just a damn minute. Cody is not cleared.
No, not at all.
Exploding in the ring. One right for MJF.
Is that Wardlow? Oh my God!
Cody just got run over by a truck.
We've seen the videos for months, but now Wardlow finally appearing in an AEW ring.
Oh no, no, oh no. Somebody help! Somebody help!
You are looking at the new face of AEW. Because, Cody Rhodes, I'm better than you. And you know it.
Tony, who exactly is Wardlow?
He's a big guy. I'm not sure.
We saw him come out last week with MJF, and not much is known about him, but I'm sure we'll find out a little bit more about who he is in the weeks to come. Now, What's next for the American Nightmare Cody? Who can he trust these days?
Not so sure he can trust anybody.
Oh my goodness. Now, how about that backstage brawl between the Young Bucks and Santana and Ortiz?
The Young Bucks and Santana and Ortiz.
Continuing where they left off.
Right through the table.
Oh, just diving on the pile.
This is absolutely nuts. They're taking everything out.
Oh,
Gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Matt sent up and over the barricade, crashing down at ringside. And now the security trying to restrain all four men. Oh, Matt diving on Ortiz.
It's one of the damnedest things I've seen in a long time.
And the Bucks laying out security as the fight continues. We saw it full gear.
Wait a minute.
He could break his leg.
Oh, with the blackjack, just repeated shots. Santana with a can of spray paint. He's marking his target.
No, come on.
Not again, not again, not again.
What the hell are we experiencing here? Hell, this should be a terrible offense.
Just an absolute mugging.
Nothing boys gonna die.
With Matt Jackson not being medically cleared, we now know that it will be Nick Jackson going one-on-one with Rey Fenix of the Lucha Brothers tomorrow night in Indianapolis. A match that should definitely tear down the house. What about the AEW World Champion Chris Jericho on the end of his first loss in AEW?
Sky heads to the outside, comes in over the top, went for the cutter. Jericho reverses Sky. Oh! Codebreaker!
That'll do it, folks.
That is it. We got new World Tag Team
1,
Champions.
2. Oh!
Man, oh man, that was insanely close.
A hair's breadth away. Jericho gets rolled up inside.
It's
Jericho.
the final.
1, 2.
He's got it. He's got it.
What?
Scorpio Sky has pinned Chris Jericho. The AEW champion has been pinned for the first time in the AEW.
Tag Team Champions, SCU.
Somehow, some way, Scorpio Sky has pulled it out again for SCU. Jericho cannot believe it.
Again, Scorpio Sky is an amazing athlete. How he pulled that win out of that, I'll never know.
Jericho is beside himself. He cannot believe this.
I think he's gonna cry.
Jericho disconsolate throwing the hardware into the ring. Scorpio Sky, the first man ever to pin Chris Jericho in All Elite Wrestling.
Jericho is humiliated and embarrassed.
Who knows what kind of mood the world champion will be in tomorrow night.
What we do know, though, is that we have a huge night on AEW Dynamite tomorrow night. Here are the matches. Darby Allin accepting the challenge from Jon Moxley. As Dasha said, Nick Jackson in singles competition for the first time in almost 5 years against Rey Fenix of the Lucha Brothers. And as announced last Wednesday, it'll be Santana and Ortiz in tag team action against Private Party. All this and more tomorrow night, AEW Dynamite, live on TNT, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time. All right, fans, as you know, the matches here on Dark are recorded before our live episodes of AEW Dynamite each Wednesday. Before Santana and Ortiz took Matt Jackson out by throwing him through the stage, the Young Bucks teamed up to face the team of the Stronghearts, T-Hawk and El Lindaman. It's our main event as we take you to the ring for the match with Excalibur and the Natural Dustin Rhodes calling the action.
is a tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring at a combined weight of 360 pounds, Lindemann and T-Hawk, Strong Hearts.
Well, thank you very much, Tony Schiavone, and well, that's a great pair of pants you have on in the studio. I wonder if you got those for your birthday. But here we are at the main event of AEW Dark. Strong Hearts taking on the Young Bucks. And Dustin, you faced 3 of the 4 participants in this match. Who do you think the heaviest hitter is?
I tell you, it was really tough, man. Is that T-Hawk? He's got a chop you will not forget. I felt it all next week.
T-Hawk and Lindemann with a huge opportunity here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, man, they're working the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are top-notch. To me, they're the greatest tag team here in this company. Even though they're not the champions, the Young Bucks are everything that any of these tag teams should aspire to be.
And their opponents, from Rancho Cucamonga, California, at a combined weight of 383 pounds, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks getting a hero's welcome here in Nashville. Everybody in the Municipal Auditorium on their feet to welcome Matt and Nick Jackson.
Let me ask you a question. Who's got to clean up all this money that fall from the rafters?
That's what we get the ring crew for.
Ah, gotcha.
I know, you just wonder what those guys are doing backstage.
It's a mess. These boys do some incredible stuff, man. Unbelievable talent.
Young Bucks, as you mentioned, one of the, your pound-for-pound best tag team in perhaps the world. According to the title picture, SCU, the tag team champions.
Well, I mean, don't take anything away from SCU at any time, man. These two and SCU, if they ever lock horns, it's going to be very, very special.
Yeah, the Young Bucks and SCU, both from the Southern California area, obviously. And
so Cowboys.
They know each other quite well. That would be a matchup for the ages, but right now the Young Bucks have to contend with Strong Hearts, a very hungry Strong Hearts. They made the long trip. Dustin, I know that's a trip that you've made in reverse many times to Japan.
I have, 31 years in the business. Look, man, I mean, these guys, I've never seen in AEW a more passionate, hungry roster. And these two kids right here, the Strong Hearts, they're very passionate.
And they're looking to prove themselves on the global stage. Referee Rick Knox calls for the bell. Your Dark main event.
Oh, that's his name, Rick Knox. That's right.
Yeah, he's not one of the ring crew guys.
How old is Rick Knox?
He is, he's ageless.
Like me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you, too. I mean, you never age. You wear the mask.
I'm actually the 3rd Excalibur. Nobody knows.
Exactly.
They just replace me every couple of years. As T-Hawk with the left wrist of Nick Jackson. Nick, that trademark agility, just takes the side headlock. Looking to dictate the pace here. As you mentioned, T-Hawk is a very heavy hitter.
He is, man.
And the Bucks know that extremely well.
Nick better watch out, because if T-Hawk gets to lay across your chest with that chop, man, it is going to send him into next week.
All the air driven out of your lungs. As Nick and T-Hawk, almost a strength stalemate there. Neither man budging on the shoulder tackle. As soon as I say that, Nick taking off his feet, and the pec flex by T-Hawk.
It sounds like these people don't like old T-Hawk.
Or they like the Young Bucks that much.
Oh, there it is.
It's not the first chop this Municipal Auditorium has heard.
I'm sure Nick heard that, man, and felt it.
And that was more of the thudding chop than the snapping
they
chop.
do not feel good at all.
Kind of strike that you feel all the way in your spine.
Definitely feel it in your soul, buddy.
Oh, great reversal there in the tag in.
Nice little tag team move.
And Lindemann taking off the apron. And now Matt Jackson.
Oh!
Beautiful kick. Taking out Lindemann on the outside. And the tandem offense, one of the hallmarks.
That right there will make your back crack and your liver quiver, buddy.
Do you have that line preloaded?
I got that line from my old man. Make your back crack and your liver quiver.
And now Matt Jackson mockingly making T-Hawk do the elite hand gesture, but he's not somebody to underestimate, not somebody to take lightly. And neither is Lindemann. I mean, for what Lindemann lacks in stature, he's a prominent judoka. He's got that low fulcrum, and he can suplex you out of your boots as T-Hawk takes down Nick Jackson. Oh, it just...
See, there it is.
Oh.
I told you, man. The thing is massive.
T-Hawk sends the rope. Oh, beautiful
Big
spine buster. Sends him down, and now things are coming up Strong Hearts.
What happened to Nick?
Nick got the spine on the
Did
pine.
he get chopped to Memphis?
Matt got chopped to Memphis.
Or Matt did, yeah.
And now Lindemann, you can see those ears of Lindemann sewed. Oh, look at that beautiful flatliner. Nick went for the striking contest. Lindemann wanted no part of it.
That was kind of a modified flatliner there.
Oh, look at this. The waist lock.
German, maybe? No, elbow.
Those back elbows from Nick, but Lindemann ducks under now with the waist lock. Sends Nick up and over the top. Roundhouse kick drops Lindemann down to his knees. And you can see those very roughly cauliflowered ears of Lindemann, one of the hallmarks of a big grappling type. Oh, and that suplex, that exploder suplex into the corner. And now Lindemann, sending brother into brother.
Is this a double heat spot? I mean, my God. Yeah, these boys are pretty tough, man.
And Lindemann and T-Hawk, of course, students of Shima. They're a third member of Strong Hearts that compete here in AEW. Yeah, and they're now training. Their base of training is in Cambodia.
Really?
Yes, and they're
That's
now
interesting.
Bringing pro wrestling. Oh, look at the pop-up into the knee strike.
Oh,
and
God.
the double-handed chop there from T-Hawk. Pancake, deadlift, German. 1, 2, no! Matt Jackson there in time to break things up. Rapid fire offense there from Strong Hearts.
I was wondering when the ref was going to step in there and...
Oh, Chope caught hello from Lindemann.
Unbelievable.
Now,
I
tag
guess
out.
they came prepared.
This is a huge opportunity for them. And
Could you imagine if they took the Young Bucks right now?
It would completely upset the rankings here in AEW.
It would.
And Lindemann with the legs grapevine. He's trying to get his fingers together underneath the neck of Nick Jackson to pull back, and Nick identified the danger. Dustin, when a guy has your legs captured like that and he starts pulling you back almost like a bow and arrow, it's just tremendous pain not only in your spine but your knees as well.
It is, man. And hey, the sooner I can get to the ropes to get out of that hole, the better.
And especially for somebody as explosive and agile as Nick Jackson.
Yeah, and they do some crazy stuff on the back, man.
Oh! Big elbow strike, the boot caught, and T-Hawk once again. Oh, the step through Enziguri. Both men go down.
I don't think he connected with that chop as much.
No, it looked like Nick was already kind of turning around for that Enziguri. But still a chop to the bicep from somebody with as heavy hands as T-Hawk.
He is, man. Like you said, it's a thud. Hot tag coming, man. Let's go.
Oh, Matt Jackson grabs Lindemann, the Northern Lights suplex.
Another one.
Locomotion style.
We're going for 3.
The trifecta from Matt.
We're going for 4.
Catches T-Hawk. And the throwaway, Matt Jackson, a house
Big
of
pop.
fire.
Big pop. That's like a Road Warrior pop just happened right there.
And Matt Jackson taking out both members of Strong Hearts.
Man, this crowd is so hungry and ready. We are giving it change. These boys are going to town. Yep, he's going to feel that in the morning.
You can see how the chest of Matt Jackson just immediately reddening from all those chops. Double chop, exchange. Nope. Oh, get to the hanging German. 1, 2. Nick
See
with
the
a
power in him?
Just able to catch him in
God.
midair and then bridge backwards. Nick, and that's the agility we're talking about. Shoulder to the midsection. Now Nick going up and over the top, facebuster on Lindemann.
That's it for me.
And the moonsault to the outside.
If I got hit with that, that's it. Just, you can call it a night.
The one-man wrecking crew, Slick Nick Jackson.
I like that, Slick Nick Jackson.
Just that facebuster planting Lindemann on the crown of his head and taking on T-Hawk on the outside. Lindemann, you can see, He's still dazed in the corner. That rising knee strike not going to help.
No, it's not.
Nick going over the top. Sets up Lindemann. Oh, super kick!
These guys are incredible, man.
Double super kicks on T-Hawk, sending him to the outside.
He's out.
The tag is made. Matt Jackson now the legal man along with Lindemann. And Matt calling for the finish, looking for the Meltzer driver. Nick Jackson and then Meltzer driver planted him center of the ring.
You call that one.
2, 3,
That's all she wrote, buddy. Young Bucks. Incredible athletes.
Oh, winners of this match, the Young Bucks.
Strong Hearts came to fight, but the Young Bucks just too much.
Man, they fell a little short, but give them credit. They hung in there.
Yeah, there's bright things in the future for Lindemann and T-Hawk here in the tag team and trios division in AEW. For myself, Excalibur, and the natural Dustin Rhodes, we thank you very much. Sending it back to
Thanks
Tony
for
Schiavone
listening, boys.
in the studio.
All right, there you have it, everyone. Another edition of AEW Dark is in the books. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for a brand new edition of AEW Dynamite live from the Indiana Farmers Coliseum.
Now, also, don't forget, tickets are still available, but if you aren't in the area, don't miss out on all the action that's to come on TNT live at 8 p.m. Now, for Tony Schiavone and Josh Gonzalez, we'll see you guys next week.